good point, I think, because one of the things that I think, do a pretty good job of is we try to frame the relationship as, hey, look, now we're partners. Like now that we've
Mhm.
got this thing under contract, we're partners and let's work together because you want our money and we want your dirt. And sometimes I think some sellers are more apt to see it through that, perspective, if you will, than others. But
Mhm.
any thoughts or comments on that? Because we find that's if we do that successfully, it's a much smoother process.
Yeah, I mean that's ideal. I heard it once in a book that all things being equal, people prefer to negotiate with friends, and all things being unequal, people still prefer to negotiate with friends. It was something along those lines, and it's really stuck with me that we all prefer to do deals with people that we trust and respect. And even if we represent different interests, that if there's a level of trust and respect there, we can get deals done, right? And I think the opposite is true when you have a deal with somebody that you don't get along with, that you don't necessarily trust. It just makes it harder, and it can be harder on little things. And so one of the reasons I even got into this area of law is that this area of law tends to be more about getting things accomplished together, and hopefully we do it with some degree of mutual respect, even with community groups that may not want something, but we try to blend and get it done, as opposed to just an adversarial fight, right? And so as you get into a deal, hopefully you're building that relationship with the seller, with the buyer up front, and either the brokers are having the communication or whoever's having that communication. So and you're earning that trust, so that when moments come and you're saying, hey, we really need 2 more months, we've been working really hard on this, we're very close, we feel really comfortable with where we're headed, they can feel comfortable knowing these guys have shot me straight from the beginning. And frankly, it doesn't hurt to have a seller want to pull for you, right? At the end of the day, they need to sell their property and there's economic interest, but it doesn't hurt when a seller's saying, man, all things being equal, I just want to see Chris be successful. Good guy, working his tail off, and I'd like to see my property go to a good use. And man, this thing's well designed, and I like it, right? There's at the end of the day, people are humans, and people want to see good uses, especially if it's a family that's selling their farm or selling some historic property they've had from the family for 50 years. They're generally, I would say, there's a piece of them, maybe it's a big piece of them, that's saying, I don't just want something, I want something nice. I want to be able to look at this property and feel proud of what got put on it. So I think that's all, part of it. Again, it's sort of entering into that partnership where you can feel like, hey, we're gonna do this together, and we're gonna get something. And of course, every seller's different, every buyer's different, and sometimes that you're not going to get that level of connection, but you do the best